What's up, everybody? Nocturne here, and today I want to talk about something more serious. It is a very concerning issue that has been lingering around for a very long time already, and we can't just let it grow into a bigger problem. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to is the issue with the community of Genshin Impact. Now, before I lay my hands around this particular topic, I am going to say this now. I am aware that I am a very, very small content creator, making me highly irrelevant for some of them or most people. But even if I am small, I want to be able to get my voice across and be able to speak for those people who aren't able to speak for themselves, for those voiceless people who have been staying silent for long enough. Before we dive in to the very meat of the steak here, I am going to talk about my history with Genshin Impact. Now, if you've been a long time follower of my channel, you would know that I started playing Genshin Impact when Raiden Shogun's banner was initially released. Now, I had very high hopes for this game and its community when I first dove into it. At first, I thought since the game was very chill, it was very decent, I thought that the community itself would be very chill and welcoming as well. Well, that was what I thought at the start. But then, as the months went by, evidence slowly emerged that the Genshin community isn't what I thought it was. The ugly truth has spawned out, and it was just worrying. But at the time, I didn't speak about any of it. We know what these issues are, but only some of them were the ones that I have encountered myself. The first one I encountered, if I remember correctly, was the anniversary rewards. I understand how mad the people became because, yeah, MiHoYo was kinda stingy at the moment, and I understand their rage and their pain. So, basically, if you don't remember what happened, the game got review bombed, and people were basically flaming the game. You could see everywhere. Everyone's just mad everywhere. And that basically forced the company to do some damage control and release a couple of gifts, add some more stuff to their Genshin anniversary rewards. Now, another issue that I've stumbled upon is the harassment towards Kokomi's VA just because her character isn't that good or isn't that meta defining. I mean, it was just the stupidest thing that ever happened. It's similar to what happened with other things that also took place back in the days. I remember when, I know this is not relevant to the issue, but I remember when Abby from The Last of Us 2, yeah, her VA got also harassed and threatened by the people who loved the game so much just because their favorite character was killed by her character. I mean, how stupid is it to harass a person who was just doing their job, just voice acting? How wrong is it for them to get harassed when it isn't even their fault that their character turned out to be that way? They don't deserve that much hate. They don't deserve any hate at all. The issue is irrelevant, and they're taking the short end of the stick. I mean, it's just unfair. It's just unjust. They don't deserve it. That's one of the things that made me think twice about this game's community. I won't describe all of it fully in detail, but here are also some other issues that just made me facepalm so hard. So, Genshin community Twitter drama. Everyone's just there. Genshin community shitting on Techtone just because he called the female characters in Genshin Impact waifus. Stupid, isn't it? Unnecessary hate for some Genshin Impact content creators. Maybe just because they're spilling out the truth. Maybe they're just being real to you guys, and you can't accept any of their opinions. Just like what happened to Dish and to Wano. People are shitting on them, people are attacking them, people are harassing them. Just because they don't like their favorite characters. People complaining about Ayato's design. People shitting on Ayato's design. I don't get what the fucking unnecessary hate is about. But all of this shit, if I missed anything, I don't remember any of it. I didn't do any research. This is just based on what I remember and all the information that I've gathered in the past few months. Now, this just made me conclude that the Genshin Impact community is toxic and just likes to stir up some drama. They just like to fucking hate on everything. They just like to whine. They just like to cry about every single thing. And if they can't do it regarding the game's content, they do it to other people. They cry about it, they whine about it, they attack about it. They attack them, they harass them completely, even if they didn't do anything. They're just doing their jobs normally and casually, just enjoying their day. And here comes the fucking toxic people together with their fucking torches and fucking pitchforks, almost like they're about to kill the person. Now this is a serious matter that we shouldn't keep silent about. If I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't going to speak. I was going to stay silent. But then I watched one of Techtone's recent videos. And it's just unbelievable how far the Genshin community is going to take their stupidity into. So if you didn't watch the Techtone's video, it's just about him being harassed by the community and almost takes away his livelihood from him, as well as his safety. This just shows how selfish people are in the Genshin community. They're gonna shit on you, they're going to take away everything from you without even considering anything about the other person at all. They just want their opinion, they just want to be in the right all the time. They just want their opinion to be correct all the time. And they don't care what other people think. Well, if they do care, they're just gonna attack them outright without even taking anything into consideration. They don't care what happens to the other end of the line, just as long as they prove that they are correct. Crying about a single game just because a person's opinion differs. They're taking it to new heights. They're taking it way too far, resorting to giving people death threats. Do you know how it feels to receive a death threat yourself? Even if you're an online troll, do you know exactly how it feels to receive something like that? And you think that it's just funny? It is nothing to laugh at. Hurting people's emotions and feelings is not a laughing matter. What if this affects their mentality in the future? Then what are you gonna say for yourself? Are you still not gonna care? If you don't, then that means that you are a heartless person. You don't have empathy. You don't feel for what other people feel. You just don't care. which makes you one of the biggest fucking assholes in the whole wide world. Are you fucking proud of yourself? What if somebody kills themselves because of this? Are you proud? You don't know what these people have been through. Who knows, they might be going through some sort of a problem right now, and you're just adding to that. Going back to Techtone's case, people are shitting on him for no fucking reason. He's a wholesome guy who makes wholesome content. He's very entertaining. I don't get why people hate him. He's always been there for the community. He's always been speaking out the truth. He's always been pointing out the problems, whether it concerns the game or the community itself. And people are just hating him for this. He's become the punching bag of the community. And I just don't understand how he gets so much hate for this. But then after him releasing his most recent video, it just shows that people who belong in the Genshin Impact community are taking it too far. This isn't a joke anymore. This is a concerning issue that needs to be erased. It's just really pitiful how the community has gone into this state, and it almost feels like it's irreversible. But we can find a way to stop this. I mean, it's just unbelievable how they have the guts to insult and even send death threats to content fucking creators. Don't these guys understand that people have feelings, and whatever they say online has a big effect on them later on? What if the content creator that they bombarded with insults and death threats was actually a very sensitive person? What if after all the hate that he or she received, what if they've done something ugly to themselves? What if they quit streaming because of it? What if they've went missing after the day of judgment? What happens then? That means that the Genshin Impact community is the one to take the blame for it. If we don't do anything about this as soon as possible, if we just let the fire spread through the forest, a lot of damage will be done. Not only these content creators will be the ones under fire. You don't know. Maybe other people will come under fire as well. A lot of damage will be done. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but a lot will be affected. A lot will be caught in the crossfire, and maybe because of this, there is a possibility that the company itself will do drastic actions. We don't know what it is, but there are a lot of possibilities, and one of them is being the game shutting down. We can't let this happen. It is a sad reality that we must face, but we can't just turn a blind eye or keep silent about this. The issue's right in front of us, so we must go together, help each other, and do something about this before it turns into something much worse. It's almost as bad as cancel culture, if it isn't worse. I just can't fathom the fact that a lot of people are getting harassed for this. It's almost like the community has gone rogue. We need to keep it under control if we don't want others to be affected. The Genshin Impact community is burning. If we don't do anything about this, I don't know if it will survive much longer. That's all I basically have to say. The Genshin Impact community is toxic. It's actually embarrassing to be seen being involved in it. So from here on out, I'll no longer be associated with the community itself. Don't get me wrong, I'll still play the game. And not all of the people in this community are toxic. I've met people who are kind, people who are nice, people who are forgiving, and people who are welcoming to others' opinion. But if you don't start to change your behavior now, all of you toxic little shits out there, if you don't learn to accept reality, if you don't learn to welcome other people's opinion, then it won't be long till the community's long gone and dead. I don't want the community to fall apart. And for sure as hell, I don't want to see any of the content creators being scared for their lives or even feeling a lot of hate. I want everyone to enjoy the game. I want everyone in the community to enjoy. I just don't want all this bullshit no more. That's all I have to say. I really do hope then that Genshin Impact's community will be much brighter than it is today.